Hello, my beautiful co-creators of the new paradigm. Thank you for tuning in or for tuning in again if you've been here before. My name is Wieteke. I'm an artist, a channel, a dream archaeologist, and a consciousness explorer, as I know many of you are too. And in this video, I am excited to share with you the third vision or download, whatever you want to call it, out of a series of several that I've been having over the past 25 years. And I've been keeping them to myself. And ever since about 1.5 years, 2 years, I've been thinking, oh my gosh, I need to get these things out there. And so I've allowed myself to begin sharing these personal experiences, or what I feel have been downloads from that greater field of knowingness that we are all connected to. And my main reason for sharing is because I believe that when we do choose to share these kind of snippets of information, these kind of puzzle pieces that we all uniquely carry with us, that when we do choose to share them in our own unique way, that it allows us to dissolve the remnants of forgetfulness and to remember what has been lying inside of all of us all along. So in this particular video, I would love to share with you a download wherein I feel a very deeply unconditional field of love came to the earth, or was shown to me as coming to the earth, connecting with all of us and changing things for good. So in my last video, I spoke about a vision, dream I had about the potential changes of the banking system. That was a really long video. It was way longer than I hoped it would be. But then again, it had to be that long. There was so much symbology in that dream. This dream is a lot more simple, but it hooks in very nicely with that last video. So I'm going to put a link in the description below. If you feel called, you can check out that one as well. For me, by the way, it actually took quite a bit of time to to get to this video because I got incredibly distracted by painting. And the result of that is right here. Ta-da! This is my last painting. And so I thought it might be fun to put that right behind me with this particular video. And in a funny way, I think it is actually a very fitting image with the dream that I am about to share with you guys. So let's dive in. This download I had while I was sleeping. My body was asleep and my spirit, or whatever you want to call it, was traveling. And the first thing I saw was a really big stadium, and it was filled with people. And I've had several dreams or downloads wherein I observed a completely full stadium of people. And every single time, this meant a message was being handed over or shown that had relevance for all people, that it was a message for mankind. So I was sitting in the audience with all the other people, and I could see what everybody else was seeing. In this stadium, the center is a pretty big, round field. You could play a soccer game on it. That's a bit of the size to give you an estimation. Now, I saw that it was a full stadium, and I intuitively understood all of mankind was present. Now, obviously, you would need a much, much larger stadium to fit all of humanity, but this was what the setup looked like, and I understood it to be all of us. All of us were sitting there. Humanity was sitting in this stadium, and we were all ready to receive our message, or the information that was about to be shared with all of us. Now, what we could see in the center point of the stadium was not pretty. It was a dump, basically. So the entire center point of the stadium was filled with trash bags with trash in it, and a lot of stuff that was discarded, that was thrown out, but it wasn't cleaned up. It wasn't done in a proper way. It wasn't recycled. It wasn't integrated, if you want to use a psychology term for all of this symbolic trash. And that's what had to be done. And we all knew it. And so a lot of people started to get up and get in there and get their hands on it. And we all began pulling away the trash bags, putting it into its designated place, wherever it needed to go for recycling or what have you, until that entire center point of the stadium was cleared out. And when it was completely open and clear, it became obvious to all of us what was underneath all of that trash, because there was something there. And what appeared to us as we were clearing that whole area out, and with what became completely apparent as it was cleared out fully, was an immensely large human footprint. The length of it, so heel to toes, was approximately 30 meters or so. Now, this wasn't an ordinary footprint. It was human, but it was golden. There was a golden light glowing from it. And where otherwise you might have seen a gentle relief of the skin in the soil, instead of that, there were connections that looked somewhat electronical, a little bit like what you might find on a motherboard. Or if you lived long enough to have seen old school television sets from, I don't know, the 90s or the 80s, if you would take them apart, if you had ever seen a broken television, there would always be this like one plate with all these little silver or copper connections that are you could compare it to a fingerprint, but it is completely mechanical. So that was what this entire footprint was filled with, heel to toes. And in every single one of the toes, in the center of the toe, like you would have that in the center of your fingerprint as well, there was a coming together of all of these electronic circuits. That's the word I've been looking for. So there's this whole circuit board. It looked like a circuit board that was inside the footprint. And in every single one of the toes, the circuits came together. And in the center of every single toe, there was a really big coin. Everybody is just looking at this, and we've all returned to our seats after cleaning up this entire area. And now everybody is just sitting and being quiet, and everybody has their attention on the field and on the footprint. And there's a silence in this stadium that is respectful and full of anticipation, like something great is gonna happen. And then there are some people walking around, and one of them carries a crowbar, and he walks up to the footprint and he takes the crowbar and he jams it underneath the coin that is located in the imprint of the big toe, and he wiggles it and he pops it out. He just pops it out, the coin out of the toe. And underneath the coin, there is a really bright light in the center. Now, this is being liberated, or it opens up, and something in the circuit board begins to activate. And he continues to do that with every single one of the coins that was placed, or that was already there in every single one of the toes, until he pops out the last coin that was located in the center of the little toe. Then the entire foot has been freed up from whatever these coins represented. And I may speak a little bit more about that later. But once that has been done, the entire circuit board activates fully, and the golden glow emanates up from the footprint and up into the sky much more strongly. And now it is met by a silver light, a very bright light, white silver, from the heavens. And both of them meet and merge. So now we're looking at a pillar of silver and golden light. And with That connection, this almost makes me emotional because to have this dream, it was really impressive. With that connection, there came a realization over mankind that we all have a gift and it is unique and everybody has a gift. And so, literally, in the vision, in the dream, every single person in the audience now is sitting with a gift. There's literally a gift on their lap, like you would expect a wrapped gift to look like when you find them under your Christmas tree, or if you celebrate Christmas at all. A classical birthday gift could be another analogy, but it's wrapped. Some people have a bow around it, some don't. In any case, everybody's sitting there with a gift and they now realize it. And as I'm observing this, I understand that we have always been sitting with our gifts. It's just because of what has just happened over there with the imprint being opened up or activated, that with that occurrence, now we realize it. And some space has opened up that allows us to go ahead and explore it and see what it will bring us. And so some people do that. They begin opening up their gifts. And then other people are just still sitting with their gift. And they're just, I suppose, getting acclimatized to the realization that there is even a gift there. They maybe could have never even imagined there would be a gift there. But then they're realizing this has been here all along. What am I going to do with it? Is this really mine? But they're realizing it is. And then maybe they're still working on accepting that, taking it in, allowing it. And so as I'm looking around and I see people opening up all of their gifts, I realize for some people, their gift actually is to assist other people opening up their gift. So everything has a perfect time and place. It's all in divine timing. Even if some people are already opening it up and others aren't yet, it's all perfect. So that was the vision. That's it. It's not nearly as long as the one I previously did about the entire banking system. But I do feel that they somehow go hand in hand. I do feel that this one came as an answer, maybe, or one answer, one reflection to that other one. So that whole banking system download, I received that in 2013. And this particular vision about the immense human imprint in the stadium, and then the discovery or revealing of the gifts after the coins had been popped out of the toes and the whole grid got activated. That dream I probably had around 2017 or 2018, around and about. Yeah. And when I think about it, every time I remember this vision, it brings such a deep sense of peace in me. Because I had the opportunity to see this happen. And I don't know. I don't have proof for this or in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if this literally had something to do with our monetary system. It might have, or whether the coins were symbolical for energy exchange in general amongst humans. Because clearly, this human footprint, it is something with humanity. But then again, the motherboard kind of thing could be interpreted as technology. It could be and it might be, but it could also quite literally be a reference to the idea of a motherboard, the mother earth, somehow speaking with us through the ground and allowing us to come to a realization of interconnectedness between us. We all leave our own footprint behind. Is that something that is buried underneath a bunch of trash, or is it something that is open and that we are willing to look at? So a footprint, in many ways, it is so rich in potential symbology. I've thought about this a lot. And I thought to myself that I suspect that in this transmission, to me, I think the most beautiful symbol I could subscribe to the footprint itself is understanding, actually, because a footprint occurs underneath your feet, obviously, if you're standing on actual soil. Um, and it is underneath your standing. You're standing in your own strength or standing as a person. Your unique way of standing or even sitting, if you sit on a bench and you press your feet into the ground, you'll leave a footprint. Whatever imprint we leave, it's about us. It's about mankind. And I feel this was about a deeper understanding of how we can relate to one another and about energy exchanges in general. And so there's many ways to look at this. I thought it could be about the monetary system, and maybe something changes so radically that all of a sudden we will find ourselves in a version of reality where we no longer have to work in the way we have so far, or at least a lot of people have been working to survive. And even if you can't work, there's a whole other kind of battle to survive going on with subscribing meaning to your life. How do you see yourself in society? This is an immensely complex, super layered prism of viewpoints. Every single human being adds to that in their own personal way. And even people that are in a quote unquote high function, they may not feel that they're truly contributing in a meaningful way because maybe they're just doing it for the money, or they feel they have to do it because they were raised to believe this is the kind of job they should have, or that is a logical result of the studies they chose to engage with when they were students. And this is simply what they studied for, so this is what they have to do. So there are as many viewpoints as there are people, and we're all right smack in the middle of our own exploration of who am I, right? When we follow our hearts, when we're true to our natural state of being for moment to moment, we align with our soul's vibration, let's say. We're always connected with our soul. We're in our soul, really. The whole dream that we're co-creating here is just overlapping bubbles of, of perspectives, co-creating this idea of reality. And so we're doing that from the soul level. We're creating this stage together from the soul level, is my personal understanding at this point. I just had one more thought. When everybody was sitting there with their gift, it really felt like not a classic party, but it was like a very big reveal. It was a really big reveal. And I knew after this, we would not be capable of going back to what things were like before this. It was a very, very big shift to a better place, a better understanding of one another. And I don't know if this was the activation of the telepathic field or whatever. I don't know. But it was irreversible. And it was progress. It was evolution. It was positive. There's been only one other person that spoke about having a similar kind of vision that I recognized this scenario in. And I haven't seen all the things that he has seen, but this guy, his name is Darius J. Wright, I believe. And I've seen some of his videos, interviews. And there's one where he speaks about he had an out-of-body experience. And when I say dream or vision, usually it is experienced as out-of-body experience for me, or an in-between or a mix, like with the banking vision that was partially dream, partially out-of-body. And there's many layers you can go to when you do go out-of-body, and there's like lower astral, higher astral, all of these things. It's just the human collective field I feel I got to see. And Darius at some point speaks about having seen mankind. He speaks of a big reveal as well. He saw a big reveal. Mankind having a kind of like a birthday party, like a rediscovering of the self. And when he said that, the energy that came with his words, or rather underneath or in between his words, I sensed it was the same event, that he has been seeing the same event. And I think a lot of people have been receiving probably this same information, just all in their own way. As we are all carrying our own little puzzle piece, sharing these and seeing the similarities helps us to remember. And I really do believe that the more we see the pattern or the motherboard, if you will, the grid that connects all of these dots, the more I think we will activate and accelerate these unfoldings. And I think the level of remembrance on Earth right now is bigger than it has ever been before. I feel a significant change in the energy the past few days has taken place. Something has taken place. It has really shifted. It has tilted the scales in one way or another, in a good way, in a good way. And I'm just, yeah, I don't know. It seemed like this vision would be the most suiting one to share with you guys at this time. And I'm super curious to hear from you guys. If you've ever had a similar kind of dream, or if you've had dreams in the past few days or weeks, maybe that speak on the energies that are moving through our co-created realm of consciousness, that have revealed something to you that you would like to share. I would love it to hear if you have other ideas about the vision that I just shared with you right now, or if there's anything in the details that you think I may have missed or not have given any thought to just yet. I thank you so much for tuning in and for listening and for exploring with me. I love you guys and look forward to see you in the next one. Bye!